Welcome to this week's episode of Local Threads. I'm Molly, your host, and this week we've hit a milestone, 10 episodes. We're 10 episodes in, but we're not stopping here. And what better way to celebrate this milestone than to have one of my favorite human beings, Erin Odell Bradley, multi-dimensional artist, also known as Platinum Rebellion, on this week's episode. There's no amount of time that could properly convey how cool and how creative Erin is. Grab your coffee or sit down, relax, take a walk, whatever you're doing while you're listening to a podcast, and let's get into it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for recording with me a second time.
Of course.
You were the very first, my test subject.
Love being a test subject.
I think we got like an hour in and it was like something died and I don't remember what it was.
I can't remember either. It was like ages ago now.
I know, it feels like it. I have to say, like, I credit all the creative things that I've done, whether it's like paint the inside of my house, really hone in my own personal style, or start this podcast. I credit all that to meeting you, which is, what, 2 years now?
That's so sweet.
I know, I'm going to cry.
But it's not true.
No, you're definitely creative people hanging out with each other.
Yeah, that's true. We inspire each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
you do the same thing for me, for sure. But you're your own creative force. You're just like, once you got going, you're just unstoppable.
I may not stick with the same thing over and over. But
Well, me neither, as you know.
Yeah.
It goes on, and I switch it up a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about everything that you create. It's still in the same vein, like not necessarily aesthetically, but maybe like thematically. But everything's so different. Like,
Yeah,
whether
I
it's
like
clothes
to have,
or
I just get bored so easily. Photography inspires me. Then I just see, I think, oh, if I'd had this outfit, and then I want to design an outfit, and then Fiona will inspire me to do something. You inspire me in directions. So it's just kind of like, I just let it happen at this point after years of trying to make things to sell and kind of going against the grain of what I really loved and not doing what I really wanted to. I was just like, okay, I'll just follow my heart and see where it leads.
Would you say, like, when you were trying to make stuff to sell, was it kind of soul-sucking?
It was terrible because I felt like people didn't appreciate it. They didn't understand the time that went into it. And I wasn't doing what I really wanted to be doing, putting a lot of effort into things that ended up not selling anyway. So yeah, it was very soul sucking.
Yeah. Your whole family is kind of like, to me in my mind, like, could be, I don't know, you all deserve like to be in a movie of some sort. It's almost like knowing you and your husband and Fiona and Finn, it's like you guys are so cinematically, like, I don't know.
We're like, we kind of match in a weird way. We're different, but somehow, and I think we've just always really encouraged them to be unique and different, when a lot of people, I think because it is hard to be different, a lot of parents try not to encourage that because they think it'll be harder for their kids. But you also realize when you come from generations of weird people that, like, it's just in the genes, and you might as well just figure out who you are and just do what you love and not worry about what anybody else thinks. I think that's so important.
Yeah. I mean, it's so cool to see how individual you all are, but also like fit aesthetically, which is so interesting. It's like, I don't know, it's like you guys are walking art, literally.
Yeah, it's just really fun to, I think we all like vintage, right?
Yeah.
So we all like to shop in the same places, but like in different decades, or we all have a different perspective and aesthetic. But yeah, it's just really fun to be all together, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you don't see people, and why I'm so dumbfounded by it, I guess, or awestruck, is like, you don't see that.
You don't see it much.
You don't see that with couples, let alone a whole family. It's really,
yeah, I think it is pretty
interesting.
unusual.
Yeah. And even your home, the art you make, the art Fiona makes.
I just love being surrounded
Yeah.
by it. and have just tried to instill that in them. Now they're young adults, to just like surround yourself with the things that you find interesting. And I do think when I think back, like growing up in a very like, hippie sort of family, that my parents were like, they tried a lot of things and they were always making things and experimental. And so it definitely influenced me and then influenced my kids. Because I do think houses where you see your parents making things and
Yeah.
doing things tend to be families where you're not afraid once you grow up. You saw your mom paint, you saw her maybe do embroidery or whatever, and then you're willing to try it yourself.
Yeah.
I think it helps, not that you can't do it totally on your own, but I think it helps if your family members are creative
Yeah, for sure.
in being creative yourself.
And speaking of, growing up, I know you had mentioned they used to steal your mom's clothes and wear them to school.
Yes. From a very young age, my dad was supposed to wake up in the morning with me and take me to school, and he didn't. And so I would put on my mom's like cocktail dresses and go to school, and they were called in, and my mom was really pissed about it.
And then, so you started doing that super early.
Yeah, that was probably like third grade, maybe third grade.
Yeah.
I wore her platforms and a cocktail dress. Yeah.
And you were just sick of like the clothes they picked out for you, or?
They didn't pick out clothes for me. That's the thing. It was like, wear what you want. So I took that very literally. I'm like, okay, then I'd rather wear my mom's cocktail dress than a boring outfit that I was supposed to wear to school.
And honestly, if anyone follows you, they're going to know that makes 100% sense. Like, I don't think it could be any other way. But also, you and your husband, like, all the photos of you guys growing up, like, literally, it should be in a photo. Like, I would buy that. I honestly would buy a photo album of you guys, which sounds kind of creepy, but it's true because it's like you guys are style icons.
We just always, I guess, were inspired, and we like dressing together. Like it's like a hobby, like wearing clothes and kind of matching, or I don't know. It just became like, not that we do it all the time, but it became kind of second nature, that it's fun to like vibe off of each other's looks,
Yeah, I mean, every time I'm with you guys, people stop multiple times. And it's like, I don't know. I'm like, how can, like, I see people that are quote unquote famous. And I'm like, why? People that need a stylist. And, I'm not hating on that. Maybe you just don't care. Or like, it's hard for you to find stuff. I get that. But like, the people that just kill it every day, like, you don't wear sweatpants.
Not really.
Like,
not unless I'm gonna wear them like layered with another pair.
Yeah, I would be shocked if I saw you in a pair of sweats, yoga pants.
Yeah, I don't really like dressing like that.
So you went to FIT, and that was when?
I graduated in 88.
And you said that back then it was really hard to get into school because you have to go through so much more than you have to do now.
Yeah, well, back then you had to actually design, and you had to design the clothes and bring them there. And they looked at construction, and they looked at your portfolio, at your artwork. Now it's all online. So I think it's a lot easier to get in, because it's harder to know that someone made something too. Back then, when they're touching it and they're looking at it up close, and I think we had to bring 3 garments. You can tell if somebody made all 3. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But, and it was so cheap. Like FIT was so cheap back there because it was part of Sunny State, and it still is. And it's still really cheap. But I mean, at the time, it was really, really reasonable for such a school that had such a reputation for fashion,
So you spent your 20s in New York. How long did you
Well,
live
I
there?
went to University of Maryland before that and was studying art history, and then I moved to New York, and then my husband, we were a couple at that point, and he was in medical school, and so I went back to finish my degree in art history in that time.
So you graduated at FIT first?
Yeah, yes, I graduated FIT first and then went back to finish. So I had been there for a number of years for art history and figured I'd just finish while John was finishing. Then we moved to San Francisco, which we moved a lot, you know. And yeah, but like I went to San Francisco originally and worked for Jessica McClintock. That was like the first fashion designer I worked for. And that was hell.
Yeah. You mentioned something about garlic.
Yeah, she was just a miserable woman who hated garlic. She would tirade through the place. Yeah. Oh my goodness. She had been a teacher before she started Gunny Sack, and she ran the design studio as a teacher with her desk facing everyone's desk. It was very strange.
Oh my gosh. So from growing up on the East Coast and moving to the West Coast, how did you feel that? Did you feel like that influenced your art style at all?
Yeah, I think it did. I think it influenced it a lot because style was so different between the two. Yeah. There was a freedom in California that I had never experienced being originally from Maryland. And I really loved, there was something about the freedom of expression and a lot of kindness and caring about like the environment, even back then. I mean, you know, it was like I think #1 recycling city in like, 89 or 90. It was a really creative place at the time. I worked for her and I had designed jewelry all through college to pay for college. So I was selling jewelry on the side while I was there. That was kind of my creative outlet at the time. And I started taking jewelry classes at night as well. At the university, I started doing casting and stuff like that for jewelry.
Which nightlife did you prefer? I know the answer probably.
Yeah. Well, I was really into rockabilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very into rockabilly. Still loved the kind of like, punk and goth. Like we just liked everything back then.
Yeah.
People weren't as much like as they are now where they're like super in like the deep genre, like one genre or
and
whatever.
That's it. Yeah. They wouldn't be caught dead listening to a different one, which I feel like good for you, I guess, but I just can't. I'm too multi.
Me too. That's why we get along so well. We can go from one thing to the other. I'll send you one thing and then write something totally different. You do the same thing all the time.
I love that we both like listen to a lot of different world music.
Yes, I love world music.
And
the harder and weirder and stronger, the better.
Yeah, exactly. And your sister was in a band.
Yeah, she was in Cheap Perfume, which was an all-girl band in the late 70s, early 80s, mainly the 70s in New York City. So she was always such an influence to me in a million different ways because she was 9 years older. She was cool, and I was just like a kid. And yeah, always inspired by her. Now she's an actor out in LA and just like killing it.
Yeah.
Always.
Did she influence your style?
Yeah, she definitely influenced my style when I was a kid because she was like, she was really like hippie and really into her own thing. And she went to her prom like as a guy and with her girlfriend at the time. And she was just she was so unique, so cool.
Well, let's talk about how we met, which is so weird.
Yes. That's when the internet makes sense.
Yeah. The only time I love it is when I can meet people and also like listen to different music or, obviously keep up to date with the world. But
there's so many good uses for it. And one of the best is just like that it can bring two people together from totally different worlds, different ages, everything. And yet our interests were so similar and it just went.
Yeah. So I was doing, I don't know, TikToks from my house. And my husband was gone like half the year probably at that time and on and off. And so when I'm alone, I was like, I'm going to make TikToks about fashion and sustainability. And somehow it got on your For You page. I don't know how because
it sure did. And I was seeing your videos all the time because we were really talking a lot about sustainability and not buying new stuff that there's so many amazing things out there that you can use to your advantage.
We had not met in person, and then I happened to go to Little City Thrifty.
That's right.
So I guess it would be 2 years in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I think
Shout out
so.
to Little City. That's October 4th and 5th, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, which is a great place. It's
Yeah.
just small enough not to be totally overwhelming. And
Yeah.
that's how we met. I feel like if it had been twice as big, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have stopped to make that connection.
Honestly, though, when you guys walk in a room, everybody notices. So it doesn't matter if there's 300 people in there. You guys always just look like the most important people in the room. And I'm pretty sure I was like, oh my God, I love you guys. You guys have the best style here. And you looked at me like you knew me.
Yeah,
And
I was like, we follow each other on TikTok, and you're like, we do. I'm like, yes.
I feel like I imagine myself when I'm in public, like no one's ever going to recognize me. I just have that like idea that I'm invisible because
You are not. Absolutely not.
The
You are a
reason
standout.
the reason I think that is because I've moved so many times,
Uh-huh.
and so I'm used to being the person nobody knows.
But you have incredible energy. I feel like when you walk into a room, people definitely are like, and when we walk into a room together, it's really funny because they're like, what is going on there?
They're like, what?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I do. I love
And I wear a lot of
confusing
white.
people.
You wear a lot of black, so it's even better.
Yeah. I wish I could say I'm still on my fashion fast. I've been consuming too much lately. I think it's just the state of like the world and everything. But I'm locking it in.
Yeah, I think it does happen. I've been buying a lot, but I try to buy things that are already on the planet, like
Yeah.
whatnot. I'm like a whatnot fanatic these days.
Yeah, I really am trying to. I should get on there, but I'm gonna wait because I've been just going crazy with the real and everything else, and like fluctuating sizes. It's really hard to find cool stuff in
Yeah, it
like
is. There's
plus
not a lot of
sizes.
choices.
No, and I've made some things, but I need to get back to doing that. Oops.
That's always good too, to make things out of things that you already have.
Yeah.
I put all my stuff in a bag that I think I don't want anymore before I figure out where it's going to go. And then I put it in the closet and then I pull it back out in 6 months. That's
Yeah.
just because too many times I've gotten rid of the thing that I'm like, why did I get rid of that?
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy in 6 months how my perspective changes on the things that are in that bag. And a
Yeah.
lot of times what really happens is that part of my brain that likes to reimagine stuff really kicks off at that point. If I
Yeah.
had tried to do that when I originally decided to get rid of it, forget it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's such a good tip because there's things that I look for and I'm like, where did it go?
Yeah.
And I'd either given it away or something, lost it. I feel like some of my stuff is probably in a bin somewhere between my storage and my house. So I don't know. But yeah, there's many things where I'm like, man, I wish I still had that.
Yeah, and it's the worst. It's like a haunt in your brain
Yes.
forever. It's like when you don't buy the really cool thing that you con yourself out of and you're like, I should have bought it, and then it
I
haunts you
know.
forever.
So let's see, the beginning of this year, but really ever since I've known you, you've been making cool shit. That's kind of like your motto.
Yes.
Wear cool shit, but you also make cool shit. So do you know off the top of your head how many garments you've made this year?
Oh, I don't. I haven't made as many as I made last year because I got into the 3D printing. So
Yeah.
I have made maybe 5 different tops and maybe 4 hats with the 3D printing pen
Yeah.
since I started this year.
But I think in January, like you made January, February, March, you were like a production
Oh
facility.
yeah, maybe I did make. I think you're right. I think I
Yeah.
did make all those shirts this year. Yeah, I lose track. I was going to try and go back and look at, because last year I posted a video of everything I made
Yeah.
that year, and it was so much fun to look back. And I'm gonna really I need to do that and
Yeah.
see but yeah, I do make a lot of clothes.
You made
I
this
made
this
what
year,
I have on. Yeah.
this year, right? I think.
Um,
Because I think you made that 2-piece.
I might have made it this year.
I don't
or
know.
last
Everything's
year.
kind of blurring together.
Yeah.
But if anybody needs a fashion show, it's you.
I would love to be involved in one. That would be
Yeah.
so much fun. That's kind of like a goal for the next year from this point out, is to
We're going to make it happen.
just for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to do more styling, and I'd like to do a fashion show. And I'd also I really want to start a YouTube. That's the one thing I really want to do this year, because I want to share my process of how I make things.
Yeah.
And I start making them, and John will be like, you should film that. And I'm like, oh, but then I have to get the light and I have to get the whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to set up something in my studio so I can just
Yeah.
let it tape me and then try and make some videos.
Yeah. You definitely should, because I feel like more people need to see you. What's your favorite thing you've made this year?
Oh, I think that the hat I wore to the fashion show, I think that was my favorite thing, because I love Marcel waves, those
Yeah.
that hairstyle from the 20s. I love so much. And making a hat like that, and getting it, because I made two before, but making it less of a helmet and a little bit more wearable. I just love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to make a lot of things like that.
That was really cool.
Although right now I'm working on something for Fiona that's really cool too. It's like
It
a
looks
red
amazing.
leather. It's going to have all these eyelet lace up parts and stuff. She's an inspiration. I love
Yeah.
designing stuff for her. So
I mean, how lucky, right?
yeah, it's so fun. Yeah.
Fiona's like, I don't have to shop.
Yeah.
My mom will just make it.
Yeah, it's so fun. And I think our aesthetics are really similar.
Yeah.
I think I know what she likes, because she does wear it to her best events. I mean, she wore I made a leather top out of Brimfield, such a great place to shop.
Yeah.
And I got ostrich leather there that was $5 a piece. And I made a halter for her that she wore to Lady Gaga, which made me feel really good, because I'm
Yeah.
like, she must have liked it or she wouldn't have worn it there.
Yeah. It looked so good. I mean, everything she wears
So
looks
fun.
amazing. But yeah, everything you make for her is awesome. Let's talk about Queer AF. That was really fun.
That was so amazing, and
Yeah.
it gave me so much hope. And the thing is, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't have even known about it. And that's why I'm saying, you are so in touch with so many things going on, and it makes me so happy, because when I look, all I have to do is look at your story, and I'm like, oh my God. A lot of times I have to watch them 7 times to catch all the info. I loved it. I thought
Yeah.
it was incredible,
Me
and it gave
too.
me so much hope.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, it's not just this totally dreary place where everybody wears gray,
Yeah. I've been getting that a lot. I also feel like it's really interesting how people in Providence dress, people in Salem dress, people in Boston,
Yeah.
or people in Cambridge and Somerville and Hingham
Yeah.
or the Cape
Oh, yeah.
but there are creative people in each of those locations. I just feel like they're just not getting enough.
Yeah, you never see, I have no
it's-
sightings in my town of
Yeah.
anybody like me. I feel like I'm the only one, yet I can't be. There have to be other people, but I never see them. When I
Yeah.
see somebody just, kind of unique and doing their own thing, I just want to be we need to be friends.
I know, same. I love being around creative people, and I think because I wasn't around creative people for most of my life, or they didn't express that part of themselves, I didn't realize how much I was missing. But yeah, the Queer AF fashion show was amazing. Just imagine being a kid being able to have that resource, but also
Amazing.
meeting someone on Project Runway when you're
Oh, yeah.
in middle
I was
school.
excited to meet you to come. I
I'm
mean,
so
come
mad
on.
because I was filming around and interviewing, and I didn't get to do the photo op.
And it was really, I mean,
wanted
they
to
were so
meet
sweet.
them.
Raja and Utica were so nice.
Yeah.
They were super sweet, and they have been sitting there taking so many pictures that
Yeah.
they took the time,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I think what excited me so much was to see that many people showing up for it.
And and people
so amazing.
were the cheering every
Everything,
single
yes.
person was so
The
awesome.
energy was beyond compare of just such positive energy, like a room full of the most positive energy you could ever have.
Yeah.
And it was the creativity, amazing outfits, amazing people.
Yeah.
It was so fun. The space was
I
incredible.
know.
I had
Yeah.
such a fun night.
Everyone was so happy. Like I talking to the models in the back, like people who had never modeled before, um, just felt like they were really supported, and like that was so inspiring. And I had been feeling like the past couple weeks, because I had to reschedule a recording, and what I've noticed is like if I don't talk to somebody or if I don't see you,
Uh-huh.
I get really low. I get really dark.
Yeah.
Shit gets dark.
Yeah, no, it's important. It's
Yeah.
really important to your mental health for all of
Yeah.
us. They've done studies about it,
Yeah.
that like interacting with people that are same like mind, not identical or anything, but like if you're creative, being around creative people, if you're really into books, really cerebral,
Yeah.
it's just to share some of the ideas that you have and
Yeah.
not feel alone.
Yeah. It's so fascinating, and like yeah, I think I would shrivel up and die if I didn't surround myself with creative people. And
Me too.
I feel like I'm not really creative,
No, you're very creative.
but like I guess in
This whole podcast is creative.
I guess traditionally speaking, like I'm not making a physical object, like I'm making a digital object, which kind of feels weird. Like
Yeah, it does. I
know?
get that because when I
Yeah.
do photography, I feel like it's somehow when I think about what I made, I don't include that
Unless you like
sometimes.
print it out
Yeah,
or like
and
get
I
it
never
printed,
do. I
which you
rarely
should,
do.
because I would buy your prints. I would buy them and put them on my wall.
I
They're
need
so
to.
good. The
I
one
need
that
to
you
do
did
that.
with like the feminine rage,
Uh-huh.
I would buy that and put it. In fact, can you print one so I can put it up on the
Yes,
wall?
I will.
Art that needs to be in the studio. Also, new location if you're watching, but it's the final boss. Like I've moved too many times.
Yeah, this is perfect. Super cozy.
Yeah. And it's not hot. It's not 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, not hot or not cold. That's always important.
Oh my gosh. Should we talk about, all right. So last year on your birthday, we did a seance.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That was the funniest thing ever. Worst. I think she had no idea what she was doing, or she just didn't care because we did find out it was her last one, right?
Your birthday was so funny because we all dressed up cool.
Yeah, to go to the seance, and it was like they didn't get that. They didn't even get it in Salem. They didn't get that people dressed up for seance were dressed up for seance. Like I felt like they just didn't get it
Yeah, like
from beginning to end. She wasn't dressed up. Like, oh my
Every-
God, if I'm doing a seance
Yeah.
in Salem, if I'm running one, I am going to be dressing
Yeah.
like all in black with a veil. I am going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Victorian,
I mean,
right?
honestly, if you're
Missed
gonna,
opportunity,
if you're gonna do it
right?
and be kind of shitty at it, at least make up
Yeah.
make it an adventure.
Especially in Salem. Yeah, it was bad in every way and wrong. Like she didn't get anything about any. I remember she was like, "Does anybody have a dachshund?" Is that what she said? And everyone was like, "Nope."
I think it was a corgi actually, which was
corgi.
even more like unique.
It's so funny.
I feel a corgi coming through.
Nobody had a corgi.
There was just all these like people grasping at straw, like she was grasping at straws, and there people were like maybe rationalizing like, well, maybe
It was
because they all
so
felt
bad.
bad, and
Yeah.
then I don't know, I don't remember what she said to me, but like she didn't like talk about anything to me,
Yeah,
which was
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Like you intimidated her, I think. She
I
did
don't
not
know.
mention you. And I think she asked me 3 different things. And I was just
Yeah,
like, and I got mad at least
Yeah.
once because she was like kind of being rude.
Yeah,
It was just so weird.
it was really bizarre.
It was a disaster of a seance, but hilarious.
Yeah, the story.
Because the place where they had it, the bathroom was beyond the pale.
Oh yeah,
in
the Salem
in-
Mall.
Yeah, terrible.
Like blow that mall to pieces.
Yeah.
I mean blow that bathroom to pieces.
Yeah, it was the
It's
worst.
So gross.
So gross. And you can't have a business and not take care of you just can't do
I
that.
don't know whose bathroom that is, but
That was a disaster.
it's almost like Salem needs those, like, in Europe, there's the
Yeah,
bathrooms that are
yeah, yeah, that
self-cleansing
are
and they're
so
just on the
nice. Yeah, on
street.
the street.
Please, Salem, do something because every time I get there, I have to pee because
Yeah.
guess what? I drove an hour and a half
Uh-huh,
to
I
get there,
know.
and
I know
then
there's not many places
I need
unless
a
you go to
coffee.
restaurants or coffee places, you know. And I do love it,
I do
but I
too.
just think that that I would expect not a hokey thing, but a really amazing
Yeah,
seance
maybe we
in
went to the
Salem.
wrong
So
place or
if
something.
there's a good one, you need to tell us about it because
Yeah,
I'm dying to go to a good one. I
yeah,
want to so badly.
yeah.
I think it would be a blast.
So what are you thinking for Halloween? What's your costume?
Oh my gosh. I have kind of been thinking about it, but I haven't come up with any sure. I love vampires so much that it's probably going to have a vampire. It's probably going to be a vampire of some kind, but I want
Yeah,
to do like a unique kind of vampire look.
yeah.
Probably. It'll probably be a vampire.
I don't know if no one's watched this movie. It's called The Hourglass Sanitarium. It's a 1970s movie.
Yeah,
It's
that movie looks
Polish.
so
It's
cool.
on YouTube, but it's dubbed in English.
I've seen just pieces and it looks amazing.
So it is honestly the closest I've ever been to watching or being able to say, okay, that is exactly what dreaming is like. When
Uh-huh.
you're having a crazy dream, that
It
movie,
just goes from one thing to the next,
yeah,
that kind
and
of thing.
nothing really makes sense, but it kind of does.
Yeah.
And it feels just like it's just surrealism at its best, I feel like. And that's kind of the decor I think I'm going with.
We definitely have to do a collaborative project. That's the next
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we talk about what we're doing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So we are gonna collab on a short film, and I'm excited.
Me too. I'm so excited. I think just like our aesthetics and the things that we're interested in, we bring like different things to different like skill sets to the table. I think we
Yeah.
can make something really cool
Yeah.
just for the sake of making it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do at this point in my life is make things because, and I know that sounds like, like being super privileged, and I am really lucky that I can make things, but I just feel like such a need with all the things going on in the world to just like make pieces that have some value, like personally
Yeah.
to me, some kind of statement. Like with the 3D printing, I want to do some political pieces, like
Yeah.
for fashion shows. I do think that it's probably something I've learned as I've gotten older that making things for yourself that have great meaning probably equal success as well, rather than trying to chase what
Yeah.
people want to see and making something over and over again that has no meaning to you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And filling the world with more stuff that's like, as long as it has meaning to people, it's great. But there's a lot of stuff out there that,
Doesn't.
we all just do, we repeat because you can get some kind of like monetary, but then like, if you put that energy into something you really cared about,
Yeah. I
I don't
think
know.
that's the authenticity takes it a lot further than, oh, I'm making this to sell it,
Yeah.
or I'm diving deep into this aesthetic because it's popular where I
Yeah,
live.
exactly.
Eventually
Being authentic
it
maybe is
feels
the word,
super phony,
Yeah.
like people, it's odd how easy it is to spot someone that is being kind of like, I guess phony isn't the word, but maybe inauthentic to
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Just to
Even through
make
your
money.
phone.
Yeah.
Like that's so bizarre. Like we've picked up on this, like these social cues through a stupid device.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see and feel, but I just think like, as I'm getting older, I just think being authentic and just doing what really matters to you would probably pay off way better. I think I spent years either working for designers or making stuff on my own, hoping it would sell.
Yeah.
Like it's not where it's at. I
Yeah.
really don't think so. And if I put that energy just into my art, creating beautiful pieces that I'm proud of, I might be a famous artist by now if I'd done that rather than just like chasing money and trying to, it's just been like very unfulfilling for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything that you make is just like, you really need a gallery as well. I think your fashion show wise, needs to have all your art around
Yeah, that would
as
be really
well.
cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because I mean, you've probably made enough pieces to have 50 models.
Maybe. I'm so interested in so many things and
I
I get
know.
so excited about so many things. I want to learn the things that are really high on my list is I want to build a dollhouse and make my own Blythe dolls. Like I
Yeah.
have like modified some for Fiona, but I want to like dig deep into that, like recarve their faces and
Yeah.
make the most amazing dollhouse that's Blythe scale.
Yeah.
The other thing on my list is I really want to learn to DJ and I want to have like my own DJ setup and DJ like some cool event somewhere would be like that's high on my bucket
Yeah.
list of things, you know? And I want to learn how to play my djembe better, my African drum. I'd like to like, have lessons with somebody who really knows what
I
they're doing
think I
because I
know
feel like I don't
someone
have enough
that can
confidence.
teach you.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. So it's like,
Oh, thank you.
you can look at me and be like, oh, okay, she's an older woman. I'm 60, but like I always want to be learning new
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And I have such a list that the saddest thing about dying to me is missing the people that I love and also not being able to make anything anymore. Like that
Yeah.
makes me so sad. Like
Yeah.
that's the only thing that makes me sad right now about being 60 is that you feel like your time is running out compared to when you're 40 and your life isn't half over yet. You know what I mean? Or you
Yeah.
hope it's not. I mean, who knows? But we all hope that we could live a long life. It's just one of those things. Like I
Yeah.
just always want to keep like learning new things and being excited by new things.
Yeah. I mean, it's really inspirational, all of the things that but you're also very talented.
Well,
Not
thank you.
everybody can pick up 3D printing from a pen and make
And that's so fun.
wearable
It's
garment.
literally my favorite thing of the moment. It's just it's so gratifying because you have this, it's like a glue gun for anybody who doesn't know, and the filament goes into the gun and it melts. And you can design on a mannequin. So you just go to town making an outfit. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But again, you are not like your average person. Like, I think if I did that, I would just have shit everywhere.
I just think it's like years of
Yeah.
designing things. It's like it all like comes together.
Yeah.
And so then whatever, if you're not afraid to take on something, because a lot of people are, they stick with what they know because they're so afraid of failure.
Yeah.
You got to fail, 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 fail. I fail every single day.
Yeah.
With everything that I make, I fail.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so what did I learn from that? I kind of sit down before I go to sleep and think about what's the takeaway? What was the because I used to get like depressed when I was younger. I'm like, oh, I'm terrible at this. Never mind.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I've learned this skill of what went well with it and what didn't.
Yeah.
And then how can I do it better? And just keep trying.
Yeah, it's super important.
And that's everything. I mean, if there's one thing I've learned at this point, the people who just don't take no for an answer and keep doing it succeed. And the
Yeah.
way that, and what I mean by succeed is not necessarily from like other people's perspective, from their own.
Yeah.
Because if you keep doing it, you're going to conquer the thing that's not going well.
Yeah, I will say that I'm glad I have dropped the perfectionism
You have to.
because I used to I couldn't do that. Now I'm just like, whatever. And obviously, if you've seen my content, my videos, you'll know I'm not a perfectionist.
They're amazing because you let it flow. And I think perfectionism is an absolute waste of time.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
really a waste of time.
You can't get better until you screw some stuff up.
And the not being perfect actually makes things better.
Yeah.
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 The imperfections make things way more interesting. Because if you want a perfect bustier, just go buy it from like a designer or some company. But if you
Yeah.
want, like when somebody makes one by hand or whatever, it's not going to be perfect because they're not sewers making hundreds of them where they have like every single seam is the same or whatever. It's going to be super unique, right?
Yeah.
But that makes it more beautiful. The hand, seeing those little parts that aren't perfect, make it handmade and make it more beautiful.
Yeah. I want to go back to when you said your age. You talk about a lot on your TikTok about aging is a privilege and also rejecting beauty standards.
Yeah, I think it's super important because we all know every woman, you look at social media for 1 minute, and I should actually do a test sometime and see how many things come up telling me I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're not telling men they're not good enough, but
Yeah.
women, the minute you get on there, it's like you're not pretty enough, you're not young enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not, this look or whatever the aesthetic is, your boobs aren't big enough, and it just goes on. And I 100% reject it all. And I do not care. You have to develop something more to who you are. And then you develop armor against it. It takes time, but you have to learn to think that who you are is enough, and to grow that into something really worthwhile rather than just defining yourself by what other people think you should do, right?
It's crazy because I see these mega influencers, and I was on TikTok last night, and I don't follow Michaela.
Oh yeah, it's like looks completely different now.
Well, no, it's not even that she looks different. She was just like telling people, listen, I know I'm not pretty. I know I'm not beautiful, which is so fucking heartbreaking for someone of her age to say. I mean, like her or not, like that just sucks. And whether or not she's doing it for attention, which I would hope not, but like having 16 million people tear you apart.
Yeah, it's got to be so hard.
They were nicer to her when she was 60 pounds heavier, and then she lost 60 pounds, and now they pick apart her arms, or they find insecurities that she never even knew about.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Social media can be really, really mean like that.
Well, it's just really heartbreaking because I couldn't have handled that in my 20s. Like,
and I think the more people you get that follow you, the more criticism then you start to get, the more attention it starts to get. I'm sure, like really mean. So far, most of the people that follow me are women who are interested in growing older with a perspective that's happy and fun. And that's what I'm trying to show, is that it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm going to hide my age now, or I need to do something to be okay. It's like, my biggest compliment is younger women coming to my page and saying, oh my gosh, this is how I want to age. And I'm like, absolutely. I just want to be like this voice that's not giving in to just like what society says, like that I remember my mom told me once, she remembers the day she became invisible. And I was like, what the heck? And that really influenced me, like really doubling down on who I am, what I'm going to wear, and I'm not going to be quiet for anybody. I'm going to wear what I want, and I'm going to say what I want, because like that made me so sad that she literally remembered like 45 that men didn't look at her anymore. And women are trained to think about these things rather than who cares, who wants them looking at you, like be your independent, cool self. And I've had really young guys come up to me and say, oh my God, I love your style. So it's not, I don't think it's true even. I think maybe, like the crappy men, look right through you after you're 45, and who needs them? They can go on and I just want younger women and women my own age to take a chance. Like, be who you really want to be. Get that thing out of your closet that's in the back that you're like, oh, I have to have a special occasion. Wear it to the movies. Wear it to
Yeah.
dinner on Friday night. Like,
Or
get
to the grocery store,
compliments.
who cares?
Yes. And once you get those compliments, you're going to start feeling
Yeah.
stronger and more, wow, I wore what I love and covet in my closet and I got compliments, right?
Yeah.
I just think aging is a privilege and we're lucky if we get to live that life. I always say, think about when you were born and all the people that were born after you that have already died around the world. That's
Yeah.
a lot of people. And you're
Yeah.
still alive. That is a privilege,
Yeah.
you know? And like, live your best life. Don't sit around feeling sad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, express yourself and go out and try and explore the world and find the things that, you know, that you think you can't do. Like,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, especially like if you've gained weight. I've gained weight, and that I have some body dysmorphia mentally just because it happened so fast. So I picked something up off the rack and I'm like, this should fit. And it's like not the same. So that has contributed to me buying more things, but also not being like, okay, well, I want to tone it down because I don't like my shape. No, I went full in, like we're gonna
Yes.
dress for the body that I have now, not for the body that
Yes.
I want later.
And that's so important. Like, because you're living right now.
Yeah.
This is your moment.
Yeah.
And we can't see the future,
Yeah.
right? And so that mentality too, that I'll wait for this or I'll
Yeah.
wait to, you know, you just got to like live.
Yeah. And that's been really helpful for me personally. It's just buying things that fit me,
Absolutely.
because man, when they don't fit, it's really uncomfortable. Then you're insecure. Like I had blue hair. That really cut me. I did not
You
like
just
it.
did not like it, but everybody else did.
I know,
saw
it
you
was
got so many
hilarious.
compliments.
I mean, I'm glad that people liked it, but also don't care. That's when you
you
know.
got to do your own
That's
thing.
when you know, like you figured it out.
Yeah.
When you don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's so true.
I hate it.
Yeah.
But it was all my own dumb fault. But yeah, that something so simple.
But then you found that you know, then you can double down on what you know you really like.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, you know, I'm going to try this different thing. And then you're like, oh, I don't like it. So then you know what you like.
Yeah. And
But it's fun to try something different.
It is. But you guys don't let me change my hair again.
Yes.
I'm going for long pink hair. I got to get rid of the black hair.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. But I like everything you do with your hair.
Oh, thank you. I'm neurotic about my hair. I think that's probably one thing that I'm super neurotic about. What about you? Do you have a neuroses?
I don't like to show my legs, so I'm very funny about, like, especially my knees. It's got to be like below my knees. It's so stupid, but I don't know why I'm like that. But yeah, that's definitely the thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just don't
actually,
like
I
my
was trying to
knees.
think, like, have I seen your knee?
No, you've never seen my knees.
I guess at the pool, but that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really looking at your knees.
Yeah, I just don't like them.
Will you take commissions from people?
The only way I would do commissions is if I have the freedom to kind
Yeah.
of like,
Do whatever you
you
want.
know, do what I want within, you know, I get it. Like, you know, you don't want somebody to be, I'm sure no one wants somebody who's not going to like kind of make them what they want. But,
Yeah.
you know, there are situations where I would, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to like my photography, manipulation, that type of thing. I'd be
Mhm.
much more interested in doing to sell than like making clothes for other people. I don't
Yeah.
think I would do that unless it's for like a fashion show
Yeah.
that working with a model. But yeah, I just don't think I the thing with sewing is I hate sewing.
Which is
But
so
I
funny 'cause
love
you're
the
amazing at
end
it.
result. So like I do it because I love the end result. But the thing I don't like about sewing is the sewing machine. Like you're at the mercy of your sewing machine and
Yeah.
its quirks, and then it just gets screwy and then it won't work. And then you've got days of then trying to get it working again. Oh, it's just like, that's what I hate about sewing. If
Yeah.
somebody could just, present me every day with a perfect sewing machine that had no issues, I would
Yeah.
be so happy. But I feel like there's always something. And
Mhm.
that's usually when I walk away from sewing for like months, it's because the machine was beyond like the pale. And I was like, I'm just gonna, and I go move on to something else and then
Yeah.
come back to it. And then, like, when I have the patience, then I can deal with it because I just got it all back and up and running. So,
Yeah, I feel like I'm not delicate on machines, and I like, I don't know what a good analogy would be, but I just grip it and rip it, and if it
yeah.
if it fucks up, then
Yeah.
whatever. I break so many needles.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, it's
I'm
really,
chaos.
yeah, it's frustrating,
Yeah.
and that's why John got into hand sewing because he says it's just so, he does the 18th century clothing,
Mhm.
and he says that sewing is so easy because you don't have any of those
Issues.
problems. You have it pinned and you just sew, but
Yeah.
I could never.
Which is so crazy. Like, how many people do you know that have the whole family I mean, does Finn sew as well?
Yeah, he does sew a little bit,
Yeah.
but he would like to sew more.
Yeah.
It's something that's on his list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole family just doing cool shit.
It's fun, it's just like what you need to be doing to, I don't know. I do think one other thing that's really interesting is with AI and all of these things happening. I was thinking about this the other day. I
Yeah.
honestly think that you should be encouraging your kids to do art because as the world gets more complicated, people are always going to want that unique thing. Art 100% comes from your heart and your
Yeah.
experience. So I
Yeah.
feel like if there's one thing it will never do, it's that.
Yeah.
Might do a lot of things, but unless you can immerse people's actual feelings and experience into, which they'll probably be able to do eventually.
Yeah.
Until you can do that, I think the art situation is just
Yeah. So, you are open to collaborations for photography or commissions for photography.
Yeah.
If
But
it,
basically, I just would love people if people follow me if you're
Instagram.
on TikTok or you're on Instagram or when I start a YouTube, which I
Yeah.
really want to start soon, about just like creative process. But like on any of those,
Platinum Rebellion.
yeah, Platinum Rebellion, I love to share like my creative process with other like-minded people.
Yeah. And it's good. Your outfits are really cool, and you show people that you can have one piece and wear it a million different ways.
Oh, yeah. And that's so important,
Yeah.
layering and not just buying and buying and buying, because if you wear it the same every time, you get so bored with it.
Yeah.
But if you wear it differently every time, then it's never boring.
Yeah. I mean,
love
that's
that.
really influenced me in like getting pieces that I can wear for a long time. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, yeah. It was so fun. I
Yeah.
love being here.
I can't wait to iron out the short film and let that thing go
Oh, yeah.
wild
It's
on
going to
the
be so
internet.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be so cool.
So follow Platinum Rebellion. Okay, bye. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Check out where to find Erin in the show notes. Follow her on Platinum Rebellion, wherever you get your social media, but especially YouTube, because she just started her YouTube and I think it's going to be great. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Mwah!